In today's video, we're going to talk about what it really means to know yourself. What knowing yourself truly means from the ultimate perspective, because there are many ways that we can talk about knowing yourself, what that actually means. But what is the reality? What if knowing yourself is about shining as who you are in this moment? Just think about that for a moment. What if knowing yourself is about shining as who you are or what you are now? Because from the ultimate perspective, you can't know who you are. And when I say that, I mean you don't know who or what you're gonna be in every now moment. It is always a surprise. It is always fresh. It always is something new, isn't it? You never know how you're going to meet the present moment. And there are many times when you are surprising yourself, but we're not aware that who we are now is always fresh. For example, I don't know what is the next word that's going to come out of my mouth. And this is just one example, but even when we stay a lot in thinking, we have a lot of ideas about who we are or what we're gonna say. That is not always like that, is it? So, what I want to talk about today is that knowing yourself is knowing the self, the I, on behalf of who or what you are talking about all day. I am this, I am that, I am thinking, I am feeling, I am tasting, I am touching, I am perceiving, I love you, I see that, I want that, I believe that, I. That I that we talk about all day, every day, is always there. While our experiences always begin and end. Our thoughts have a beginning and an end. Our feelings, our emotions come and go. They arise and they subside. But the I that experiences them is always there, always present. So that is the I to know when we talk about knowing ourselves. Not knowing our thoughts and emotions. They are always changing. They cannot be you. When a thought comes and a thought goes, you are the same. You don't fade away with your thought or with your feeling. Sometimes it feels like that, but it's only because it's an interpretation of the mind. That's what the mind tells you. But in reality, if you just look, you will see that the I that experiences any experience, thought, feeling, sensation, perception, is always the same. And it was the same when you were 10, when you were 12, when you were 15, when you were 25, 45, 55. Isn't it? Just allow yourself to see that now. That I was always the same. that I, on behalf of whom you were making affirmations, or that which was experiencing any experience, was the same. So it is fair to say that knowing yourself means knowing the I, or the I am, that presence that is always there when a thought appears and disappears, when an emotion arises and then fades away. That is the self, if we can call it a self. And that is where we get our peace from, our confidence, our courage, our joy, our stability, our certainty, confidence in that which is always there. Makes sense. You cannot get your stability, your peace from something that is always fleeting, that is always changing. You can't get your confidence there. There is no peace in the coming and going or your thoughts and emotions. The peace is with that which is always the same, forever present. So knowing yourself is seeing that you are that which is always aware of your experiences, and then knowing the nature of that which is always aware. And the first realization is that it is ever present. It's always present. And then we realize that it is inherently peaceful. It is never touched by any experience. It is never agitated, never disturbed, always the same. Aware presence. And when you allow yourself to see that I that is always present, just to be that, aware that that is what you are, who you are, you feel yourself to be complete. You feel yourself to be infinite and eternal. You understand yourself as that. Not just logically, because you've heard about this and you've read in books, but you feel and understand yourself. You live yourself as that infinite aware presence that is ever present. In other words, eternal, never changing. So from this perspective, you don't know who you are going to be now. It's always a fresh, spontaneous expression. Or it even might be a contracted, automatic reaction. But you don't know, do you? Sometimes you just stay quiet, sometimes you just burst out. Sometimes you're gonna do that. Another time you're gonna do something completely different. The truth is, you only always can know yourself now. But what is this now? Now is always now. It's not one now after the other, extended over time. Now is always here. It's an eternal now. It doesn't come and go. It doesn't end and begin. It's always now. It's always now. So knowing yourself is always in the now. Meaning yourself is always in the now. And to get even closer, knowing yourself means knowing the now, or you are the now moment. You are the now. You are the eternal. Actually, now it's not a moment. It just is. So, the conclusion is that you can only know yourself now, as the eternal, ever-present awareness. That is the ultimate reality of yourself. That I that we always talk about, that is yourself. There's always the now. There's no past. That's only in your mind, in your memory. But in truth, it doesn't exist. You can never step out of the now. It's always now. So how do you know yourself? By knowing the I that is ever present and aware. Knowing its nature. Understanding its nature, feeling its nature as ever present. Inherently peaceful, unconditionally fulfilled. Aware being. And the expression of that through the body-mind is always new. The truth is, you never know who you are going to be now. You don't know. You are something new in every now. Well, it's not even correct to say every now, because there's only now. There are not more nows, one after the other. It's just now. So, this is not something to grasp with the mind. It's something to experience directly. Go to that which is aware of your experience and see that you are that. That is what it means to know yourself. To know the I that is aware of your experience. And to feel and understand its nature as ever present. Inherently peaceful, unconditionally fulfilled, boundless, indivisible, irreducible, the ultimate reality of yourself. I am. which is your being announcing its presence. I am aware, infinite, eternal being, or consciousness, or awareness, or knowing. We use these words for the same thing, or love, or peace. So knowing yourself is knowing the I that is always present to every experience. Knowing the I that is always present is where peace is felt, is experienced. Joy, the joy of being. Stability, it never changes. Centeredness, calm, certainty, reliability, truth, authenticity. Inspiration, compassion, love, oneness. It's all here. They can never be anywhere else, because everything else always begins, has a beginning and an end. They come and go. They're not permanent. Nothing, no experience is ever permanent. Only yourself, the one aware of your experience. So that is what knowing yourself means. And I invite you to look at your own experience and see what does that actually mean in your day-to-day life. How can you understand that you are infinite and eternal while apparently living a mortal experience? What does it mean to know yourself as the I that is always aware? What is that? How does that change the way you live your life? Why is that the ultimate purpose of our life? Knowing who or what we are. Because without that, we can never feel fulfilled. And I invite you to watch my last video, why self-realization is everything. Because it truly is. Without it, there is no fulfillment, there is no real lasting happiness, peace, contentment, fulfillment, satisfaction. We are always seeking. I remember when I was 15, I had this revelation. It was like a bolt of lightning. I just realized that if I am not going to know myself, I'm never going to be happy. So I knew that I had to know myself in order to be happy. Now, where did that come from? I don't know, but it was so powerful that I signed up. I moved into an ashram and I lived there for 23 years. And simultaneously, I attended a yoga school, traditional yoga school, to learn the science of life for 23 years. And the path was hard, was unknown. It was filled with uncertainty, with struggle, so many question marks, so many elements not known. It was a total fog. a total maze, a swamp, if you will. It was very difficult to get clarity. Even studying in a yoga school and doing my ashram daily meditations and yoga. So that understanding was incredibly powerful, and that's what I actually want to convey to you as well. The power of self-realization is immense. The reason why I built this academy is because I want to offer you, the dedicated seeker, that which I didn't have on my own path, so that it doesn't take you 23 years of struggle and seeking to get to where you want to be. So that I take the struggle out of your path and offer you a clear self-realization pathway, so that you have your journey clear, precise, with a structure and adequate understanding to go through it knowingly, with the knowing and the certainty in your heart and in your mind that you know where you're going, you know what you're doing, and have the exact tools to use in every life situation, any life situation, to just progress on your path. Get out of the maze of seeking and into the clarity and peace of being. So if you are in that spot where you had enough of seeking, you're tired of fumbling, of doing guesswork, of seeking through teachings and techniques and retreats and workshops and whatnot, if you feel you're tired of all of that and you just want to know, you just want to see, you just want to ground your realization in your day-to-day life, then I invite you to join us inside the Seekers Academy. We begin the Seekers Mastery. It's once a year deep dive that we are doing inside the Academy. We begin in February. Last sign-up day, January 31st. We have a beautiful early bird incentive if you sign up by December 31st. It is a small group, spots are limited. It's gonna be an extraordinary journey. Deep, profound, intimate. I've put every element that I could inside it to support your journey, yet keep it simple and precise. So it's not a lot of curriculum, weekly classes, one-on-one sessions, community portal. That's basically what you get. It is the time of the year to start thinking about how your life is going to be. How do you want your life to be in the next year? It's a beautiful opportunity for a new beginning, especially if you're a dedicated seeker and you decide it is time that you know what you are, and you know it directly, palpably, that is your reality, then I invite you to join us. I hope to see you in there. Thank you for taking the time to contemplate this profound topic.